Having integrity is the secret to higher self-awareness. Let's get it today.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Flow Mashkaram and Flow Mistake. My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state guide, and I help you feel better and perform better. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about. You see, a lot of people, they talk about contacting the higher self, summoning the higher self, tapping into the higher self. What about being the higher self? We never really mention on ways that we can access that and bring that towards our now. I'm fascinated by this topic. Before going into that, I want to briefly mention that I have been listening to the audiobook by Frederick Dodson called Being Higher Self. This is what really inspired this idea. And also, so in this book, he says, write something down, a question that you want to ask your higher self in a very positive frame, okay? How can I be happy? Instead of, why am I so sad? So let's take that as an example. How can I be happy? Question mark. Now, what you want to be doing is you want to get into a very meditative state to respond to these answers. And you just have to kind of allow that energy to answer. And the way you do this is through something called circular breathing. So that's breathing without any pauses. Okay, it's just a continuous breath, like a circle, right? So let's try this out now. Almost imagine you're breathing up the top of your head all the way from the top of the crown, and it's going into from the back into your spine almost, right? So it's going from the back of the head into the spine slowly as you're breathing, okay? A very powerful visualization. Now you got to answer this question from your higher perspective. How would love see this experience? How would the confident version of me see this question or interpret this question? Imagine some form of a guide, a mentor, something like this if it helps you, and then ask yourself the question again. How would charismatic me see this? How would love see this? How would compassionate me see this? Once you ask it this question, it doesn't mean that the answer will immediately pop into your head. What usually tends to happen is you get a bunch of synchronicities and signs. It might show up in your dreams. There's so many various ways that the subconscious mind really, taps us into that. Imagine you had everything you ever wanted. What would you do then? The answer to that is your true heart's desire, as Frederick Dodson says. You could also do this visualization of, let's say that you live in a really luxurious mansion, right? And the butler, the maid, or whoever, comes in, and then they ask you, "Hey, madam, okay, sir, what would you like to do today?" And answer from that space in your visualization. That's giving you more of a clue of what your higher self craves, what your higher self wants, right? I constantly follow my higher self. The reason my hair is like this is because of my higher self, straight up, okay? There's no other way that I can describe my path so far other than trusting that guidance from something that has way higher intelligence than me. Guess what came through just now? Raw cacao powder, okay? This is a heart opener and is very, very powerful. Amazing. I'm gonna try this out after. So integrity actually creates your reality. For a reality manifester or somebody who's creating their reality, you've got to understand integrity, which means your words, your actions, and your thoughts, and all align, right? And you say what you mean, and you do what you say. Why is this so important? Because your subconscious mind will then support you. What if you've trained your subconscious mind otherwise? What if you trained your subconscious mind that I'm gonna go to the gym today and then you don't go? You're losing trust for that higher self. You're losing trust that your own subconscious mind does not trust you. It's going, yeah, right? Every time now. So you gotta actually retrain your brain to make it trust you again, and do little things, stack little things so you can prove to your subconscious mind that I've got this. I'm really being strict with my discipline this month because it's really important for me to step into this new avatar self. Number one, ejaculation only 2 times a month is allowed. Okay, I'm using a Taoist diet in terms of this, okay? Anybody else can practice whatever they want. This is what I'm practicing, so I'm just telling you straight up, okay? Number 2, cold showers daily, okay? Number 3, no kind of like, junk food, alcohol, this kind of like toxic stuff that I'm putting into my body. Number 4, working out in some way, whether that's MMA, whether that's yoga, whether that's Kriya yoga, whether that's Qigong, whether that is my beast workout with IMC, whether that's me doing my own kind of workout that I'm inventing, whether I'm swinging around a gutta, whether I'm, playing around with a kettlebell, whether I'm lifting weights, whatever it is, it's some form of activity that I gotta check off that day. No more being in the day and then not working out or not moving at all. That's not allowed. This is a new standard. This is a higher standard. One is eating clean. Eating clean has been a really tough one for me, actually. Because I crave that sugar. I crave that. I have diabetes in my family, right? So I crave that sugar. I do have that sense of like, oh, wow, right? Like I can step into that, and I don't want to. Because I'm training my higher self now, and I'm gaining the resourcefulness and the trust back in my own subconscious mind. So this is what I'm advising you to do, okay? The greatest teachers, they'll teach you things that they need to learn themselves. So declutter your mind. It's about thriving, not just surviving. Do not let the worldly affairs throw you off of harmony. Channel your inner warrior, channel your inner huntress, and fan your inner flame so that it roars in perseverance and glory, and we step into something very specific for ourselves. So if you say to yourself, I will make this dream come true over the next year, you do it. That's it. And I can't take back my words right now, right? Because it's on this video, right? It's been documented in the source code, right? It's like, these are the Akashic records, but it's YouTube, for real. If you become someone that others trust, that means that you're going to attract more trustworthy situations and people into your life. This is how this broadcasting system works. So you only take action intentions that you know you can do, that you know you can accomplish. And this is how you build trust with your subconscious. As Frederick Dodson says, the more true to your word you are, the stronger your word gets. Also, try and be true to time as much as possible. Try to be true to time, because time is one of the ways that your subconscious is learning to understand this world, right? So if you say 3 p.m., try and be there at 3 p.m. This is a really tough one, right? For a lot of people. It's like, I'm late. And you keep running that same pattern. It's like you're always behind. But that's not what your subconscious appreciates. It appreciates you knowing that you take your time seriously, that you value your energy, that you value yourself. Notice these small details that the subconscious can be trusted. If you're true and loyal to your goals, you will magnetically attract it. You see, Frederick Dodson in this book says he never does business with people who see evil in others all the time, right? It takes one to know one. And I agree with that. Like, if you're always constantly, gossiping and talking bad about others, it's pretty much a projection. Whatever is suppressed projects itself in the outside world. So a liar only says that, oh, this person's a liar, this other person's a liar. You see the world as you are. If you think that God is a punishing being, then you are. If you think that God is loving, then you are. If you think the universe is fantastic and interesting, then you are. Sometimes I do have to have this mind override, right? The Satnam, right? Of the truest words that I spill are reserved for the privileged who can handle that truth. A lot of people can't handle that truth, right? So the higher self comes through and it says something, but they can't actually handle it. So sometimes you do need a mind override in social situations and things like that to come in and kind of tell the soul to be like, okay, it's okay. We'll get him next time, okay? Like, you do need that sometimes. So I'm just making you conscious and aware of that. There's different types of egoic energy that Frederick Dodson mentions in this book. One is like a snake-like energy, which is very like backstabbing, very cold-blooded, it's very vicious, right? Void of compassion or understanding. And the way you heal that, you heal the snake energies through relaxation and compassion. The chicken energy is always like this attention span. It's always constantly wanting to, change from one thing to the next. That energy can be consoled through meditation. Even in general, just slowing down, because the chicken is very fast, right? Next one is the pig energy, which is like the indulgent energy. We indulge in food or sex or all these different things, right? That fill us up or fully fill us. Energy is heavy, right? It's like gratifying addictions. The way you deal with this one is through poise, through self-control, and of course, compassion. Too much criticism drains your energy, doesn't provide it. You will get sluggish and tired. Understand that you have an inner child and an inner parent, okay? Your inner child kind of has faded away for some people, is the background, but the inner parent is constantly there, and sometimes the inner parent can become the inner critic. So it's important to really build a good relationship with your self-talk and understand that if you're saying you're going to do something, you have to have a good relationship with your subconscious mind. This is where integrity comes in, right? I hope you found value in this video today. Make sure that you stay in integrity and you practice staying in integrity. This is really going to help you to communicate not just with your higher self, but really gain that manifestation quality that you're looking for, okay? Let's get it today. Upward spiral gang. May we never be the same again. And stay legendary. May the flow be with you.